find my own path.
Maybe one day, I'll be a mecha pilot. Just need to climb a few dozen ranks first.
We'll give it all we've got, and hope that's enough.
Targeting.
Alright, I'm gonna go with my gut instead. Alright, so we are live here, University of New Haven, varsity Overwatch. We got the fans. New Haven's going up against Southern New Hampshire University. I am gonna be your host tonight, Hold Zucchini. So, for the bans, we've got New Haven banning Diva and Snoo banning Lucio. Big Warrior on the ball. Knight on Tracer. The Rainer going in with the Vendetta. Trying to get the Jetpack Cat out. Sneaky little bugger. See if Knight is still on. That's Zarya level by Snoo there. Looks like they're capping the first point. The Knight's going to try to contest, and that's a 2 kill. That's 2 kills there for Knight as he does go down, but that's 2 picks. You know, Knight getting in there doing his job. Big Warrior doing his job, just being a stall master and getting to take on Zarya. And Vendetta is forced to hide out. Big Warrior continuing to be aggressive though. Let's see, maybe he can force that feature down. There's that Sombra though. We're looking at that Sombra at the beginning, just before we were live. So that player had 44 hours on Zarya, or not Zarya, Sombra in made me sick to my stomach. As you see, unfortunately, we got Clover on Infinite Snow and goes down. The Big Warrior getting 2 picks, Knight getting 1. And there's the third pick for Big Warrior. You see the Tracer Bomb come out really early. It looks like that is going to be a clean fight for New Haven, led by Knight on Tracer and Big Warrior on Wrecking Ball. You get a little bit of a look at the scoreboard. That is 7 kills for Knight. His Tracer is a huge problem in the early game. Pressure on the back line. Using that recall. Both him and Big Warrior putting in a ton of pressure.
Here's the enemy.
Getting out, but I was thinking to go back in, continue to be aggressive, as New Haven team loves to do. We can see a big ult here coming in from Rainer, but team's just gonna pick up. Team's gonna clean up. Snoo's gonna have to be forced to back up again. As it's looking like, I don't want to jinx it, but it's looking like a early point one sweep as you see Rainer coming out with the ult, getting a pick there. Let's see if we can get the Zarya here, but Snoo is in a tough point, more than likely forcing it that overtime. Big Warrior kiting back and forth. Excuse me, pick up the here we go. That's not helpful. Yeah, there we go. New Haven cleaned up really nicely. All they need is to get that stupid cat. And that cat just will not die. Want to be Jeff Moran shark out here. As you see though, it's getting really close, but they finally do kill the cat. And point 1 goes to New Haven. That was a very, very dominant round by both Knight, but by the team in general, but Knight and Big Warrior handling a ton of that backline pressure, putting in a ton of work on both of those characters. As we're probably going to end up seeing, yeah, it looks like we are going to see a Symmetra portal to start out this point, and then I would have to assume that Knight will swap back to the Tracer. Because that Tracer ball dive was working so well on that last point. You would just see Big Warrior on Wrecking Ball coming in, forcing out all of the sports cooldowns, and then Knight on Tracer would just come in and clean everything up. A ton of great chemistry between the two of them. Yep, there's great Tracer swap as Big Warrior is getting on point first, but he's going into their backline. gonna do what he does best, force out those cooldowns so he can help out Knight with the dive. As you see, Jay Ryan trying to do jetpack cat here. Did not see any jetpack cat from New Haven in last week's matchup, where they unfortunately took a loss. But let's hope that they can change that today. They're looking pretty good so far. But Snoo is going to capture point first once again. However, I have a great feeling that we're going to see another Big Warrior and Knight dive. So that's exactly what is going to happen. He's just trying to clear Zarya off point. As you see, Raynor in their backline gets an early pick on the Kiriko. That is a big pick. But that's both supports down here for Snoo, and it looks like University of New Haven is going to clean up that fight nicely. Oh, you always forget about the Sombra. Oh. Some of those characters, man, they're super nimble. Can be tough to kill sometimes. See, this next fight getting set up, Big Warrior is going to have mines. We're dropping in there. That's a big zoning factor here for New Haven. As they isolate Sombra, and looks like they are going to pick up a kill on Sombra, but Knight does go down. Looks like Knight goes down to the Kiriko, so I would say that's a solid trade. That is a DPS trade. Looks like Snoo is going to back off and just reset, which will allow Knight to come back faster with Tracer's movement. You see Big Warrior getting set up here, slamming on the roof, and Raynor getting a huge pick. This is just utter domination right here from New Haven. This is more like the New Haven Overwatch team that I know and have come to love over the past, over my time here. As you see, Raynor getting set up on the high ground. Knight getting a little bit poke damage, continuing to try to build Tracer Bomb, put pressure on them. As you see, Knight Big Warrior still getting set up, kind of in a similar spot to where it was last time. Coming around the left side of point here, Jetpack Cat running straight to point. That's pretty much just what looks like. But unfortunately, Knight on the Tracer. Looks like Jetpack goes down. As you see, New Haven taking this first map in dominating fashion. It's a great round for Big Warrior, taking a 29-0 victory. He gets the play of the game, and in my opinion, the MVP of this map. So good at tank roll. Just dominates on any character that he plays. Alright, we are back. It looks like, you know, after that first game, I'm feeling super confident in this New Haven team. Looks like we're going to see Big Warrior on the Doom Fist. This should be a ton of fun. The bans for the second map are Tracer and Kiriko. You know, Knight being super annoying with that Tracer. In the first map, Snoo was getting sick of it, so they decided to ban it. We are at, I believe, Shambali Monastery for this, payload. Yeah, payload. Getting the modes confused with another certain hero shooter. But we're gonna have payload. Looks like we're gonna have Raynor on the Widowmaker, Clover on Ana, Knight on Jetpack Cat, and then I believe that was Knight, or not Knight, like Blackout on Hanzo. Oh, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I wanted to see the Hanzo. I wanted to see the Hanzo, but they're gonna have Blackout on. Huge flank.
Thanks for enemy
via
turret
the
is
Jetpack
offline.
Cat tether. Let's see if Blackout can get a nice pick here. I'm hoping that he can. Pull off a little bit of rugby, but I'm sure he can.
Enemy turret ahead.
That's what he knows he can.
The turret's taken care of.
Did you see that Big Warrior continue to use page? That's what he did. He gets into the Snooze Sigma. That should be a good matchup. It's a solid matchup. I do see Blackout going down. Looks like New Haven is unfortunately going to lose this first team fight as it's just out of the supports. But I'm sure that they will bounce back. They do still have somewhat control of cart. They pushed it a little bit. Just Snoo continue to hold that high ground. You see Clover getting the jetpack tether. I'm just gonna say Pika at this point. Just seeing the Pika tether. You see Big Warrior just continue to be a nuisance in their backline as if he had a huge punch. Lost corridor, getting it out of the goblin. We're trying to get yet another pick. He does on the Sojourn and the Sigma. That is a 3-piece from Big Warrior. New Haven being super aggressive, taking a lot of spaces. You see Big Warrior getting his ultimate. We can see a meteor strike coming down here in the backline as we're seeing a huge rollout here. This is just some insane movement that we are seeing, and yep, here comes the meteor strike right on Vap's head. We're just seeing utter domination from the Warrior.
Run for my money.
Drop shot there from Blackout.
Hey there.
You see Blackout acting as a bit of a payload princess here, allowing Big Warrior to continue to take space. Haven't heard much from J-Rander's been a little bit quiet in this map. However, I think once he starts hitting those heads, he's not going to stop.
No one can
As
hide
we do
from
see
life.
Smoke swapping to Orisa. Rainer's got them in his sights. Let's see if we can get the pick on Zenyatta here.
Heal me.
Great information also. Before getting a little bit of pressure. Wow, I am really. Yeah, that's just goes to show Big Warrior crowd get those picks when they feel impossible to get. Like, after being anti-hero, and he does. He was down both their DPS. Looks like they're going to be down their fast as well. Yes, they're
Let's get
down
this
their
payload
fast.
delivered.
Big Warriors dominating.
Do not provoke.
It's not even a competition. More like child's play for him. I just see him taking all of the space in the world here. Getting meteor strike again. Torb just flailing his ult. Doesn't really know what to do. There's DC 4 to 5 coming out from Orisa. That's a huge cooldown to break out. He's going to collapse right on abilities, in my opinion, in this game. It's definitely, I definitely have my fair share of full cancelled by that immortality field. See if we can get a huge pick here from Jay Rayner. A little bit of flank. Blackout continues to keep doing insane amounts of damage. Oh. Road split, we got that done. But, let's see if we get, that is 2 picks on, yes, that is 2 picks. That is a third 4 blackout. What an ultimate. That is such a big play, and that is going to be pretty much, it should be the round winner, and it is going to be the round winner as you see that 8 final hits from blackout in the frame. But let's talk about first. I've been talking about it this entire map. Big Warrior's dominance on Doomfist, clocking a 20-1 KD. That is just insane. He was all over the place, getting picks left and right. He could not be stopped. It's like New Haven isn't really going to switch much things. Isn't going to switch anything up here. I don't really think they have to. You know, Big Warrior continue to be dominant on the Doomfist, Blackout being dominant on Freya. Both supports have given them much love, but they've been doing a fantastic job. Keeping both DPS and Big Warrior alive, as well as making some plays of their own. We've seen some big antis from Yana and some nice tethers using Jetpack Cat's utility and movement to create those flanks for both Blackout
Wherever they hide,
and Big Warrior.
we will dig them out.
There we go. But Jay Rayner's going to stay on the Widow. I'm hoping for him to hit a ton of heads here. This is a great Widow map with some super long sight lines.
Stop the payload. Seriously?
See Snoo on the Diva, which was banned in that first map, not banned here. So we'll have to see if it was indeed ban worthy that first game. As you see, New Haven getting pushed up a little bit. Rainer's Mind is triggered. As you see, Diva just taking that high ground. Big Warrior going in though. Getting super aggressive. He's all alone and he's going to go down. Almost gets picked there. Looks like Blackout is finishing up.
Let's get them off the
Big
payload.
Warrior's push though, getting a pick of their own. But without a tank, it's going to be a little bit tough. These guys try to take space. As you see, Knight just being a nuisance, flying up in the air, doing whatever he wants. That is his airspace. As you see Diva go down to the Jetpack Cat. Well, unfortunately, Jetpack Cat, Jetpack Cat, one Jetpack Cat, absolutely. I don't think I'm gonna say Jetpack Cat more in my life than I did in the past 30 seconds. Let's see, New Haven having some great defense here. You know, despite Big Warrior going down early in that first team fight, New Haven did not fold, and they stuck with their plan. It's like, again, that Diva being super aggressive, trying to take away New Haven's space, putting a ton of pressure on both supports as well as Rayner. But that is a nice pick on the Sombra, who was extremely annoying. I don't know about good, but extremely annoying in that first map. Big Warrior going in, trying to get the pick on the Hanzo, and he does. He cannot be stopped, but fortunately does go down, but he cannot do with him. See Blackout continue trying to get the pick on the Sombra. Looks like they will pick off the Jetpack Cat, so they have a little bit of time now. Hopefully a little bit. As the Demon Bomb is going to come out and get no one. The ways taste of an ult from Snoo, as New Haven is going to pick the D.Va off. Unfortunately, Blackout does get picked, but I think that's still a worthy trade. I just see Rainer just kind of watching for this up. Oh, that was gross. That should have been illegal. Oh my god. What a snipe by Rainer. What a quick scope. That was dirty. You see this with Blackout essentially near what his DPS partner did. Unfortunately, he does get bum rushed by the D.Va though. I do understand why New Haven has banned the D.Va from because it has the EMP coming out. Let's see if we get a meteor strike here, and we are dropping it right off the one's head, and that is going to be a pick. Big Warrior untapped too. Let's see if we get a third here from Big Warrior. He's out of his mech. Gun goes down. And it's just clean up from there. 10 seconds left. That's pretty much wraps here. What a dominant performance from New Haven. As you see, keeps the overtime go off, but to no avail.
On my sight.
Oh, wait. Nope, I'm not gonna jinx this time, I swear. I'm not going to. You gotta get on point here. Oh, 0.1 meters. They could not be any closer here. Big Word doesn't even make sure he does not step off this point, or no one comes into him steps off this point. This is their point. And it does look like they're extremely close. And they are going to win it after a fast team fight. I almost completely out there. I'm extremely sorry for that one. But another great win. Big Warrior dropping a huge 34-4. Let's see, are we going to see a Big Warrior 40 bomb today? I'm certainly hoping so. This has been a dominant performance from the University of New Haven. Complete turnaround from what we saw last week. This huge ult right here. Getting 2 picks beforehand, getting the BAP out as for a third pick. back, and it looks like it's gonna be Esperanza for the push map. As you see, the bans were Sombra for University of New Haven and Ball for Snoo. As we're gonna see Jay Rayner on the cast, rocking that cowboy bebop. Gonna see Clover on the. Oh god, I'm gonna blank on his name. I'm gonna blank. I know it starts with an E. Not Emre. Oh, I'm gonna look like an idiot. Anyway, that's not the point. As we're gonna see Knight on the Jetpack Cat, Big Warrior on the Doomfist yet again. Dominated on that last map. Let's see if he can continue his dominance like he has been this entire match. As you see Rayner taking the height, looking for any flanks. Is that a Ramatra from Snoo? Looks like it is. See if we can get Big Warrior's POV up here. Gotcha. Gotcha. Thank you for that one. We're going in. He is going to be mirrored here, as well as and cast.
Do not disappoint me. Let's put a stop to that.
She's got a Reaper out there as well. Blackout is on the Genji.
Up with a robot.
Blackout picking up 2 picks on both of their supports.
The barricade must stay in motion.
And the offensive is quickly stopped and halted by New Haven as they take the robot. They are going to push forward.
This is going pretty well.
Let's see how Big Warrior can take here. Let's see. Let's see if this is going to be big. Smaller room, but unfortunately Meteor gets no one. But they're going to get 2 picks off of it. While Meteor got no one to follow up, he definitely did. As you see Big Warrior get his second pick of the team fight, as Juno is just going to have to back up and reset with the rest of her team. Coming back from spawn. As you see New Haven already halfway. Has already hit the halfway point in this map. Again, this is just utter dominance from this University of New Haven team as they continue to push past that halfway mark. This is where, especially on this part of the map, I think where Jay Rayner can shine on the cast. Again, this is a very long sight line between here and then from height into the enemy spawn. So you could see a Reaper roll here. He's getting super aggressive, but backs off smartly. I think if you would have seen a Reaper roll, he would have gotten blown up instantly.
My ultimate is charging.
As you see Snoop back on the offensive, they have the robot here. And they're gonna have a lot of work to do. As Dragon Blade coming up, that's 1 pick. That's 2 picks coming up from that. Ramatra goes down. New Haven has a huge advantage. That is a quick team sweep from New Haven. That was a big Dragon Blade coming out from Blackout. As you see, Big Warrior just farming meteor strikes here. As you see him have it again. Let's see if he can continue to capitalize on what this fantastic ult is. And Juno ult coming out. And coming out with Juno ult, and we are going to see. Oh, that's just a well. But yeah, there's another meteor strike. New Haven is down here. Let's see what they decide to do here. Big Warrior is going to try to get another pick, but he is going to go down. I think he just kind of had that, you know, I'm either going to die on point and take someone with me mentality. He did the best he could. But Blackout just in their spawn, being a nuisance. Let's see if he can get a pick on the Juno at 10 HP. We'll see. Oh, it does not. But again, Big Warrior, similar to map 1, Big Warrior, Knight, Big Warrior, and Blackout are getting nice pressure on the enemy back line. Reaper go down. Ramatra is quick farm, but as you see, Nano Nemesis Storm coming out. Yikes, suffer as I have taken some big space. Be smart to do it, just kite back, just take that reset. I do think that was definitely a solid exchange, though. You do get 2 of those ults out in exchange for just giving up a little bit of space. Again, I'm sure New Haven will do their best to take back. FCA dive that back going in. Knight being super aggressive is going to pay the price for it, but you know, I love the aggressiveness of the New Haven team. We have a little bit of saying to say we'll dive harder, and that is what we love to do. As you see, Blackout does have that blade, does have Dragon Blade here. Could be used for the next team fight. We saw him get 2 picks on it in the last usage. But we'll see. I think they just need to back up just a little bit. Maybe wait for the DPS. Just come back. As you do see, Raynor picking that secondary fire with the bleed. It's like a bleed bullet, essentially. But Raynor's gonna have his ultimate on cast, as we're gonna see. Hopefully, oh boy, this should be good. Oh, that was a crazy Mizuki tether. Unfortunately, stopped the battle, but I love the aggressiveness here. As you do see Dragon Blade coming out, let's see if he can get the pick on this jetpack back. He's been a bit of a nuisance, but Bar goes down. So we're gonna have Bar from Snoo. As the robot seems to be back in the middle a little bit, as we have 3 minutes remaining on this third match of the day, or the night, I should say. Big Warrior and Blackout getting big picks. Knight showing that his jetpack cat is better than the opponent's jetpack cat by out jetpack catting the jetpack cat. There we go, beat my record. As you do see, New Haven being super aggressive, hoping that they can get one final push to get this map in the bag. As you see the opposing jetpack cat flying over their supports. As you do see Mizuki coming out, just be a little bit more defensive. See if they can get the see if they can get the pick on the jetpack cat, but it's not gonna happen. Mizuki coming out. Again, Big Warrior just continue to farm those meteor strikes. He's already gotten 4 meteor strikes, whereas we've only seen 2 suffer as I have from. So, as we are going to see a big play by Big Warrior, getting 2 picks. There's going to be a third that is a huge hole there in that room, as well as Jay Raynor picking up 2 of his own. As you do see, as we do get an Echo switch from New Haven, that is going to be Blackout on the Echo. New Haven only has a little bit more to go. Again, continue to get this flank done. That's a big pick right there. Snoo's not going to have their tank, as we could be looking at the final moment of this map and of this game. Big Warrior New Haven trying to do whatever they can to make sure he does not touch the point, and they will not touch the point. This is going to be a 3-0 sweep for the University of New Haven. Honestly, fantastic match from every single player on this team. Fantastic games. I think, again, utter dominance, completely flipping the script from last week, getting back in the win column. Then another huge play from Blackout, bounces back, having his comeback week. And let's see if they can pick up in the win column again next week.